Hello, traders. FS Speculator here. Today is Tuesday, and it is April 8th already. So, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody's doing fairly good. So, yeah, a little bit of a slow day since all the excitement that we had last week. Last couple of days of last week were pretty exciting. I mean, yeah, still some pretty decent movement, but today's so far a little bit on the slow side. If we go to the news calendar, we do have Trump on the calendar this evening. This is GMT London time right here, so it's 11:45 London time, or what is US time? That it's what, 5 o'clock, right? Yeah, 5:45. So 5:45 p.m. London Eastern Standard Time, or 11:45 GMT UK time. So not a whole lot of stuff on the news calendar today. Tomorrow there's some, or this evening, depending on where you live, we have Kiwi news. And they do plan on lowering interest rates in New Zealand 25 basis points. So that could potentially be a pretty decent mover for the Kiwi pairs this evening. So definitely, if you're not available for that, definitely watch your Kiwi trades. Um, Somebody in Japan is speaking from the Bank of Japan. We got FOMC meeting minutes tomorrow, which is definitely could move the market. But this week, I think the highlight is definitely going to be the inflation data for the US. We have inflation data for China also, which can affect the Aussie and the Kiwi quite a bit also, along with the Kiwi news we have. But inflation for the US is a pretty big deal, especially if it comes out dramatically different than what they are forecasting. Which they are forecasting inflation to be down a little bit. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see how the numbers come out. The stock market obviously is extremely down right now, as everybody knows. But the U.S. economy numbers, I was talking about this today, about yesterday or whatever, in my Zoom meeting, and a lot of the U.S. numbers are really not that bad. It's just a big sell-off in the stock market. Unemployment's only at what, 4.1 or something like that. I have all the numbers right here if anybody's really not interested. Let's see, let me put this into this tabs right here. I find this a little bit interesting because, I mean, obviously this stuff is important, but the stock market is down dramatically right now, and obviously these numbers are all delayed by a minimum of 30 days to 60 days. These numbers are all delayed, but yeah, it's really not that bad. Unemployment is 4.2, which isn't great, but what is it? It really isn't that bad. All the PMI numbers are above 50. Anything below 50 is supposed to be inflation recessionary, and we're well above 50, so that's all looking pretty good. GDP isn't really too bad. I mean, interest rates are still a little bit on the high side, but there's really no dramatic numbers in here that you'd look at and say, "Oh man, that's not good." Now, a lot of these numbers are delayed, and I'm sure some of the tariff news is going to affect this stuff. But anyways, CPI should be the big news event of the week. But Trump is speaking tonight, and man, I don't know. Whenever Trump talks, he's definitely the new market mover. Powell used to be the big market mover, but it is definitely not Powell anymore. It's definitely Trump. So keep an eye on that guy. You got to watch out for him. Well, before we start taking requests, if anybody does have any requests, put them in the chats on YouTube. I'll be more than happy to look. Hey, Skywick, buddy. Yeah, we're going to do the dollar index, and then we'll do the Aussie dollar first from Skywick and Joseph. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Skywick. Carl, nice to see you. FX Wolf. How's everybody doing today? So I'll definitely, if you have something you want me to look at, put them in the chats. I always find these live streams are a good way to kind of interact with other people and, give my opinion to other people and stuff like that because I do keep up with all the pairs, including the indices and even a few commodities, at least on the daily, weekly time frame, daily, weekly, and monthly time frame. So, thanks a lot, buddy. In light, we all wait me. That's okay. That doesn't bother me. I was raised by a couple of hippies, so it takes a lot to get under my skin. So, anyways, US dollar index definitely has a break of structure to the upside. And this is not like the break of structure we had back here where, it broke structure, but it wasn't very impulsive. It broke structure, but it was like one of those structure breaks where you're like, it's not really that strong. I'm not really sure if it's going to really continue or not. Normally, a real turn, you can look at it and you can say, oh, yeah, that's definitely a real turn. That's a big push out. That's a big structure. So we definitely do have, I think, the end of this first wave down. So this whole wave down right here is likely over, and then you can kind of get a five-wave structure out of that more than likely. Oh, really? My grandfather's from the UK. I'm like partly from the UK and partly from Canada. So anyways, my grandmother's Scottish. My grandfather's from the UK, and then the rest of my family is from Quebec, Canada. So man, it really looks like a really nice looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, doesn't it? Big time. You see a wave one, which is five waves of one there, and then two, and then there's five waves of three, and then four. The wave four broke structure and the wave two broke structure, just like a wave two and a wave four. Uh, yeah, no problem, but so just like a wave two and a wave four should, they both broke structure, and then the wave five went down, swept the lows only for a short amount of time, and then went up and broke structure. That is a classic end of a trend signal right there for sure, especially with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of three, and then if you go down to a shorter time frame, I'm almost positive you could get five waves out of that five. So we only have two possibilities now that the dollar broke structure. Possibility number one is that this really is a trend reversal and the dollar just keeps on going up. It definitely is a possibility. That's not what I'm forecasting, but it definitely could happen. I have no problem changing my analysis at a blink of an eye, anyways, but this is what I think is going to happen on the dollar still. But I definitely have no problem changing it up if I have to. Now, this is one of those situations where now I would primarily be looking for longs on the dollar. And if situation number one happens and it just makes very impulsive movements up with no break of structure, like over here, right? No breaks of structure and just keeps on going, then I'm looking for longs. So it doesn't really matter. Option number two is that this really is a wave one, and now this is an A, and we're probably going to make like a wave B and then a wave C. This is option number two, ABC of two. If it does that, then it's going to make a very corrective, overlapping, very overlapping, very corrective pattern up to one of these Fibonacci levels, most likely some sort of a three-wave structure, and then we'll probably get another big push down for wave three. So option number one has me looking for longs. Option number two has me looking for longs. The only difference is option number two will be more of a three-way pattern. Option number one will be a impulsive move where it just maintains the momentum to the upside. So that means that we basically have two options on all the dollar pairs too. I mean, obviously we've lost a lot of correlation with some of these pairs, but the euro dollar and the pound dollar are definitely still very correlated. They're all pretty correlated. It's just some of them definitely lost a little bit of correlation. So anyways, the Aussie dollar, yeah, the Aussie dollar is one of the ones that's not really following. It's not really following the U.S. dollar index quite as well as it normally does, mostly because the Aussie itself is very volatile right now. One thing you have to keep in mind with the Aussie dollar is the higher time frames, as usual. They're extremely important. So, yeah, definitely, Russ. I'll definitely look at that for you. So the 78%, we literally just hit the 78% this week. I mean, yeah, we're a little bit below it now, but we are right at the 78% fib. And this is something I talked about weeks ago with people in my group because we made a pretty good push up right here, but it never did hit the 78% Fibonacci retracement. Sometimes that can just be because maybe your broker has like a high here and somebody else's broker has a high here and somebody else's broker has a low here. From broker to broker, the highs and the lows can be a little bit different. So that can sometimes cause that. But this 78% definitely should be an area of support. And I still think there's a chance that it could make three waves up for wave Y, but we'll have to keep an eye on it too. I mean, this definitely can't argue that it's a downtrend on the very high time frames. So the Aussie dollar, man, if you take the Aussie dollar and you look at all other Aussie pairs like the Aussie Swiss, the Aussie CAD, even the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Aussie, the Euro Aussie, even the Aussie Yen to an extent, they're all making like three-wave patterns. So even though this is a new low right here, which it definitely is a new low, that definitely still could be a corrective pattern. You get irregular wave Bs and you also get irregular wave 2 sometimes. Let me get rid of this for a minute. Let's throw a fib on here. This is stuff, more advanced Elliott wave stuff, but definitely important to know. Yeah, man, I still think this is a three. Whether it's a crescent or not, I don't really care. I'm just calling it a three-way pattern, like a 1, 2, 3 like pattern, like an ABC pattern, not a 1, 2, 3 pattern. Because of correlated Aussie pairs, like looking at the Aussie Swiss, the Aussie CAD, the Pound Aussie, and all these other Aussie pairs, it still looks to me like impulsive delta. It still looks like an up, three ways down, up, and then down, right to the 138% fib, which is exactly where you would expect an irregular wave B or an irregular wave 2 to go. So I'm still thinking there's a chance it's going to turn up, but I definitely wouldn't be ready for longs yet. This thing is attempted to go up pretty strong twice now. And we have to keep in mind that the US dollar index is actually in a move to the upside. Whether that move is a crescent to the downtrend or whether it's an impulsive move, we don't really know yet. But if the dollar keeps going up, the Aussie dollar will keep going down. We made a pretty impulsive move up, but there was no breaker structure. We made another pretty impulsive move up. There's still no breaker structure. I would still have to recommend shorts. But if it does, make some sort of a double bottom, especially around this area, then go up and break structure, I would definitely get back on the long side because at that point it probably will make a pretty big move to the upside. But we don't know that it's over, do we? We really can't say for sure that the Aussie dollar is not just going to go down and make a new low down to like the 0.55, right? I mean, we can't argue the fact that this is a downtrend, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. That's a lower high and a little bit of a higher high, but still lower low high, lower high, lower high. This is definitely a downtrend, and it doesn't have to stop. But looking at all the Aussie pairs, it does look like a possible three-way pattern. So I'm waiting for a break of structure to the upside to get back on the long train, start looking for longs again. But right now, yeah, the big money has been short. Obviously, last week, big shorts. On Monday, after late afternoon, big short. Today, mid afternoon, nice short. And one thing that you have to notice too, look at this. 1, 2, 3 waves up. I always talk about we overcomplicate things. I mean, you just gotta identify the moves on the higher time frames and just 1, 2, 3 wave patterns. Just little three-way pullbacks. Simple. Keep it simple. The simpler the better, definitely. So definitely still looking for sorts in a downtrend, at least until we get some sort of significant break up. I guess you could kind of call this a break of structure over here, which is why I still think that there is a pretty good chance it is going to break up. But man, I don't know that. And I wouldn't be looking for longs yet. I would be looking for shorts, even though my gut tells me at some point it is going to break up. I would still be looking for shorts because it could do this, go up, make a lower high, and then go down again. So I would be looking for shorts. The trend, the market is the only one that really knows when this thing's going to turn, and it is definitely down. So it's just some of them really look like they could turn, like the Aussie CAD. Yeah, that one's kind of stretching out, not so it's not so much. Aussie Swiss is at all-time lows right now. Aussie CAD is not at all-time lows, but it's definitely down in the bottom, that's for sure. Yo, Aussie's way, way up. Pound Aussie way, way up. So yeah, definitely. I'll do the Swiss yen, no problem. I'm gonna go in order. So we got the Aussie dollar first. We got the euro yen next. I will be the first to admit that I tried to take a long on the euro yen today, right here at this fib level. My broker, this was a lower high too. That's one of the reasons why I was talking. I pointed this out to my group. On my broker, this is a lower high right here. I could show you if you want. It's right here. So I'm not logged into my account right now. Euro yen. Where's the euro yen? Right there. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Looks like a 1, 2, 3 way pullback right there. It looked like a three-way pullback continuation pattern. Oh, actually, right there, wherever it was. I know. It just kept on going. So, anyways, that happens though. Just like Mark Douglas says, it's just a random distribution of wins and losses in a series of hits. Hey Luca, yeah, no problem. Let me get to it because I got a bunch of requests I'm falling behind on. So the Yo Yen, what am I on here? There we go. To me, it still looks like the euro yen needs to make an uptrend. I still think it's going to end up being 5 waves up. It still looks like it needs to be. It looks like it needs to make another impulsive move up for a wave C of wave B, and then it needs to go down for an impulsive wave C of wave 4. On the higher time phase, it seems so clear what it's doing. Then you go down to the shorter time phase, you just start getting a complete mess. I think that the long was down here at the market open this week. I think that was the long. This is an A, this is a B, and then this is a C. The time to get in was definitely around market open down here. I was thinking because we definitely did break structure that this would be a wave 1 and a wave 2, so definitely keep an eye on your fib levels. If it does turn back up, I would still take it as a long. I'll definitely still be keeping an eye on my fib levels for a possible long. Definitely. On this one, it definitely just looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is that I would almost say that this is almost definitely either a wave A or wave 1. This is probably a wave A. It's probably not even close to being done with the correction. It's probably going to do something along these lines now for a wave 2 or a wave B. And yeah, let's do the pound CAD for Carl. Pound CAD, yeah. One of the guys in my group has been waiting for a long on this one. Boy, it looks way too big to be a wave 4 now, doesn't it? Ah, man, I kind of wonder if this is supposed to be a truncated wave 5. S&P 500, oh boy, UK indices big down, almost 26, 28% on the Nasdaq, I think. They're recovering today though. I still think there's a pretty good chance this move down as it cuts into this move up on the daily. So obviously we would start by putting our fib here. But obviously if you're trading in the sort of time frames, you'd be looking for shorts right now, and I would actually still be recommending shorts. But boy, it does look like an ABC to me. 3 waves up right here for the B. We do have a break of structure, so add a Fibonacci level. Boy, I would keep an eye out for some higher lows. This could be the end of a correction. It could be the end of a wave C, and they could potentially start a new uptrend at some point, like any time. Could be already doing it because you do have low, high, low, high, low, high, low break of structure, but so far it hasn't really broken held. I want to see this thing break and hold above structure. Then I want to see it pull back a little, maybe back to structure, and then probably enter long there. If it doesn't do this break a structure pullback entry, then for me there would just be no entry. It would just wouldn't even enter. Or I would continue to hold a long short, I guess. Let's see, pound CAD. Let's see, Aussie US going to crash tonight. Yeah, it looks like it's already crashing, Joseph. Huh? Hey, Nay. Yeah, I know, buddy. I was just looking at the Aussie dollar. That's the good thing is some of the Aussie pairs definitely look like a wave C for a while, like the Aussie Swiss and the Aussie CAD, but they stretched out beyond that point, I think. I think it's almost definitely a wave 3. Let me do the US dollar yen, and then I think Russ is next with the Swiss yen. So US dollar yen. Yeah, I mean, I still think there's a really good chance that these pairs are going to turn bullish. It looks like it already ended a trend. I still think there's a, first of all, I still think that unless we go up all the way up here and break this high, that it's just a correction, first of all. But it looks like it wants to go bullish for a wave C and then possibly down again later on, maybe next week or 2 weeks from now. So you go down to the sort of time frames, you got low, high, low, high, low. We definitely got to break a structure on them, like the 2 hour, 1 hour. I would assume that this is a wave A, but it could be a wave 1. I would definitely be looking at this as possibly a 3-way pullback. And yeah, I'd like to see a nice 3 wave like that. Boy, look at that thing. That's a beauty. That's a thing of beauty right there. Yeah, on these sort of time frames, I would definitely have my Fibonacci on there. Well, it is already 3 waves, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I was talking about this morning when I made my video, that it is already 3 waves. It already made one impulsive up. It already made three corrective down. It already made one impulsive up. It turned at a fib level. I don't know. 1 hour makes you think that it's over, and it could just keep on going down, doesn't it? I would kind of think that this move down would be a crutch into this last push up, and that it would make a higher low and go up again for more of a proper ABC like that, and then go down again is what I would think. But technically, this is already three waves. There's one up, there's one down, there's one up, there's a Fibonacci bounce, there's a break of structure. It might just keep going down. So the trend is your friend. Definitely looking for shorts. If it does start to, turn up really sharp, then I'd probably just watch these fib levels for another turn back down. But if it doesn't, if it turns up, it just makes a lower high and then goes down, then turns up, makes a lower high. Trend is your friend. As long as it's making lower lows, lower highs, I would be holding shorts and I would be looking for shorts, definitely. The Swiss yen for us. Oh, whoops. Swiss yen. Swiss is very strong. The Swiss is doing what I feel like the Swiss yen is doing exactly what I feel like all the other yen pairs should be doing. Maybe it's the leading pair. Sometimes you definitely do get leading pairs. I definitely am looking at this as three waves up. Trend is your friend for sure. Love it. This definitely looks like three waves up, three waves down, especially when you compare with the other yen pairs, which means that this should maintain impulsive up. I think we're going up to at least back up to the 78%, and I could even take out the highs, especially with how strong this is. The Swiss yen is like unbelievably strong if you actually zoom out and look at it. And this right here is the yearly chart that goes back over 50 years, and yeah, it's a strong uptrend, and that definitely doesn't look like something that would be over anytime soon. So you have to remember that the higher time frames are definitely up, very strong up. On the daily to 4 hour time frame, I got my Fibonacci retracement here to look for areas of resistance. Notice how even though we're trending, these Fibonacci levels are areas of resistance. Resistance, resistance. It broke out, came back. Now at resistance at this one. It's probably going to go up. Find resistance at here. As long as it continues to make higher highs, higher lows, though, I would definitely be looking for longs for sure. Especially if you're trading the shorter time frames. I wouldn't just go long now. I mean, I would want to see a nice pullback, like hit this or like this or like that. A decent pullback, some symmetry to the pullback. You're not gonna see pullbacks that last 2 days, 3 days, and then all of a sudden get like a little 1 day pullback and it just goes up. It's probably more likely to make another 2 or 3 day pullback and then go up again. So I would be looking for longs primarily, definitely. I didn't really do the euro dollar. I'm just kind of taking requests. I'll definitely do it though. Let me see here. The euro pound is next, and then we got a few other things to look at. But yeah, when we look at the euro pound, boy, I think broke out in a big way too, didn't it? I've been suspecting this is going to come too. I feel like some of these oddball pairs that I don't really trade too often, I should just start trading like the daily time frame and just enter and leave it for 8 weeks and forget about it. Because boy, it's definitely doing what I thought it was going to do. And the reason why I knew it was going to go up is because this monthly time frame. I mean, the monthly was so clear. It's all three-way patterns, which means it should lead to another three-way pattern. It should be one, two, three ways for another three-way pattern. W X Y X Z, three, 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 three. So it was very clear that it was going to go up to me. It should go up to a Fibonacci retracement level, and then go down and then back up. I didn't skip it. The S&P 500 is after the euro pound. So the S&P 500 is next, and then we'll do the Nasdaq for Carl. You're next, King. And then I would expect it to go down for wave C, just like that, ABC of Z. I think we're in the final wave of this correction. Well, actually, not the final wave, but on the monthly, we're in the final wave. And then it's probably going to go back up and make new highs again. But for now, that's the higher time frame analysis. Even though it's kind of messy, I definitely would say that we're still in a wave A, I think. I would expect it to turn at some point soon. make a wave 4, make a wave 5, probably bounce, make a bigger correction, probably be a wave A, probably wave B, then, oops, can't draw, wave B, and then back up for wave C, I think. Some sort of a correction like that, I think, would be pretty likely. So, yeah, it's probably starting its correction already, I bet. Oh, I mean, that does look like a little expanding ABC, doesn't it? Yeah, it totally looks like a wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3. Kind of looks like it already broke structure for the wave 3, so it's probably going to make a wave 4 now, which will be around the same size as this wave 2, so probably about 2 trading days, and then probably up for wave 5. And this will be just a wave A on the higher time frames of that ABC correction, I believe. So that should be pretty good. Still a little bit more upside, I think, on the shorter time frames. Wave 5s are not really that desirable unless you're trading a very short time frame on the 1 hour and below. If it was a wave 5 on the daily, then it's a very desirable trade, but wave 5s are not always the most desirable trades because you'll get in, maybe you get in there, it goes up, it grabs the highs and then turns down aggressively, and maybe you get out there. Your stop loss is there, you'd be lucky to get a 1 to 1, 1.5 to 1, unless you're able to catch the very bottom on the very short time frames. S&P 500, big, 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 big downtrend. Not just, I still think it's obviously just a correction. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind it's just a correction. Doesn't I don't know if it's a wave 4 now. I'm gonna give it that for now. It definitely looks like a wave 4, but by the way, this target I had right here was my wave 3 target from a very long time ago. This ended exactly where my wave 3 target was. I made this target way down here when I ended the end of a wave 2. So up here someplace I put a wave 3 target in, turned right at our wave 3 target. The problem with the S&P 500 and the indices is that they just make really, really, really aggressive pullbacks, and then they just continue the uptrend. Really aggressive pullbacks, and then continue the uptrend. Very aggressive pullbacks, and then continue the uptrend. So you can't really always say, oh, well, this is going to be an A, and it's going to be a B, and then a wave C, and then continue up, because it doesn't really do that all the time. A lot of times they'll just make a very aggressive pullback and then continue the uptrend. The thing with the stock market is it's a never-ending uptrend. So no matter how bad you think it is, it's gonna go back up eventually. Whether it takes months or a year or two or however long it takes, it always goes back up eventually. Every time it crashes, people get all scared, but you know, this lasted almost a year, 300 days. It sucks because a lot of people's retirements and 401ks or uh, pensions are all reliant on the stock market, especially the indices. So when you see a big crash like this, people talk about the whatever trillions of dollars in value lost, or most of that value is lost from the the hardworking 401ks and pensions and stuff like that. So it sucks, but it will go up again. When is the question? I don't know. We're at the 150. Yeah, I mean, I would still be bearish. I don't really see why I wouldn't still be bearish. We bounced from a fib level. So far, it looks like 1, 2, 3 waves. And if this is a 1, 2, 3, which it looks like it is, then the wave 3 target would be the 161.8. The 161.8 is right around the $4,700 area on the S&P 500. So that means it's probably still in a wave 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably going to keep going down. It's probably going to go to 47.50. My target's 47.50. And then it's probably going to go up and make a bigger pullback, kind of like what happened on the wave 2. Then probably down again for the wave 5. It actually seems pretty clear. But like I said, the only problem with the stock market is, man, sometimes they'll just go down so strong, and then they'll just turn right back up. Like, look at this one over here. Really strong. And then right back up it goes. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't really trade the indices, to be honest with you. I've entered trades on them before, but I feel like if I did trade the indices, it would just be buy only, buy and hold. Every single time it broke structure to the downside, I would stop buying like a 200 pip grid. Every 200 pips, I would buy a little bit, buy a little, buy a little, never sell. Buy a little, buy, never sell. Buy, never sell. Buy, never sell. Seems like the only way to go with these things, to be honest with you. I mean, what other strategy would you do? If you're day trading it, I feel like that's a terrible idea. Buy, just buy. Every time it went down, I would be excited because it would give me more of a chance to buy. I'd just buy, hold, 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 buy. And then when I get to be like 65 years old and ready for retirement, I'd wait for an all-time high and I'd cash that baby out. I just feel like that's the only way to go on these things. The Nasdaq is the same thing. I mean, it looks like a wave four, but it looks too steep to be a wave four. I think we're still in a wave three to the downside. Whoops, wrong fib. Put my Fibonacci extension on there. We're at the 123, so I guess it's still in wave C territory on this one. If it goes much below the 138, I mean, I think it's definitely a wave three, but like I said, there's the problem with these things is it could just make three ways down, turn at one of these Fibonacci extension levels, and just continue the uptrend. One thing, if you do trade the indices, then you definitely need to pay attention to the VIX. The VIX is pretty important. This is basically the fear index, is what people call it. And all these big spikes when the market was extremely fearful. And if you go to the charts and you line up these big spikes with the moves on the S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones, every time the market was up above this area, if you just started buying the S&P 500 as soon as it went up, that's the way to go, in my opinion. Anything above this line right here is when I would start buying the S&P 500, and the higher it went, the more I'd buy. And then when it was way down here near the lows, I'd probably just cash out from the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. So right now, I would be made to buy, even though I feel like it could. I mean, they both could go down a little bit. I would, like I said, if I traded these, I wouldn't be day trading. I would be like buy and hold, 100%. It honestly looks like it's going down again. It looks like it made one, two, three waves up. It looks like it's going to go down, make new lows. It's probably a wave five, just like the S&P 500. I think it's a wave five. Once that's over, maybe it could really turn back up. But I don't know. Keep an eye on it. At some point, there's going to be a major buy that if you do trade these, it's going to be buy and hold because it's probably going to go back up to all-time highs at some point. Might not happen right away. I mean, some of these pullbacks last a year. There's actually pullbacks back here that lasted more than a year, but and this one is still pretty early. I mean, this pullback is only how old is it? Yeah, it's not even 2 months old. 50 days old. About the same amount of time that Trump's been in office, I guess. Yeah, 48 days. Big drops, huh? Yeah, well, I guarantee. Warren Buffett in February announced that he was selling his stocks, selling his industry stocks. February was right around the top of this move. Right now, I bet he's buying back. Best sword ever. Nice, nice. Let's see. Trend is your friend, huh? Big time. Look at it go. Boy, it's mostly the Aussie too. It's not even the dollar. The pound dollar's not going down. The old pound dollar's not going down. The Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar are going down. Dollar CAD's going up a little bit, but it's definitely not going like them ones. This is like almost primarily an Aussie move. The Aussie's been wild, crazy. The Aussies, man, something must be going on over there. Gold. Yeah, let's do gold next. The euro pound we already got for divine. Let's do gold. I haven't even looked at gold, and let's do the euro dollar too. Actually, I mean, let's do gold first. I think gold is a wave A. It's obviously a downtrend. I'm actually looking to buy it at some point, to be honest with you. I think it's a wave A, but you never know. It could keep going up. There's no breaker structure up yet, but I would definitely keep an eye out for a higher low. What should happen is it should do this. This is what I think it'll do. ABC. So that's what I'm expecting. It's pretty strong down now. I'd have to see a pretty significant higher low. I just wouldn't start buying for no reason. It's pretty impulsive down there. I mean, it could just go make new lows. The most ideal time to trade this type of situation is when it goes up, it breaks structure, then pulls back. That's when you can be confident that the pullback is a correction to the uptrend. This didn't do that. It went up and it made another lower high. So because of the fact that it made another lower high, it doesn't have to be over. It could go down and make new lows. It didn't do the break of structure that we would have to see for the pullback entry to be confident that it's really a pullback entry. Because otherwise, if you're trading with a trend and you see something like this, that no break of structure tells you me that it could continue the trend. What's stopping it from continuing the trend? Just because you see 5 waves isn't stopping it. So yeah, I would still be looking for shorts for now, but I would definitely keep an eye out for a buying opportunity at some point when it goes up and makes a wave C. Let's see. Long term. I don't know if I'd want to go too long term on gold right now. I still think it's going up on very high time frames, but I think we're going to be due for a very big pullback. If I go all the way up to the weekly and zoom out, or go all the way to the monthly, this is almost definitely a wave one. This is almost definitely a wave two. And that means everything from that point on is a wave three. So we have a one of three, we have a two of three, and we have a three of three. Most likely, even if it is a bigger pullback, it's just a wave four, which could potentially look like this, and then go up and make a wave five. We could be in the wave four of wave three right now, right? And how long did the wave two last? The wave two lasted 140 days. So keep that in mind. If this really is a wave four, it literally could last until August. It would not be unreasonable to see something that lasted that long. But we don't really know that to be true yet, do we? This literally could just be another pullback within a big uptrend. We definitely do not have a significant break of structure. The break of structure we do have is just a subdivision of a trend within a trend, which I think is one of the best examples of a fifth wave extension that I've seen in a very, very long time. So we could literally just be in a correction to the last 5 waves. So if it does go up, like I was just saying, and make a wave B, and then go down and make a wave C, anything like that, I would definitely still be buying. Most wave threes end at the 161% Fibonacci extension, and the 161 Fibonacci extension on gold is $3,275. So we do have some upside potential. I think we have almost $300 worth of upside potential on gold. So definitely some upside. So that's why I'd be keeping an eye out for long. Either a significant higher low or a break of structure should tell you it's time to start looking for a long. Let's do the euro dollar, then we'll do the dollar CAD for Luca. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Let's see here. Euro NEK for Carl. Yeah, no problem. Let's do the euro dollar because I actually didn't even do that one. And somebody requested it. So because of the dollar index, even though it looks like it needs a wave 5, I'm starting to wave 5 of 5. I'm probably coming to the conclusion that it's not going to do it. It's probably in a crescent right now. It still looks to me like it needs a wave 5 of 5, but it's I think it's stretched out too much to do it. There probably is a wave 5 in here someplace. Like this is probably a truncated wave 5 right there. Just a lower high wave 5. So because of the US dollar index, I think it's going to keep going. I mean, there's going to be moves up along the way, but I think it'll go down, take out the low wave 4. I do definitely think it's going to go up again, but I would I would be recommending shorts right now. It looks like it made three waves on this time frame, so I would actually kind of expect a little bit of up and then probably more down because that totally looks like three waves down, doesn't it? Oh man, look, it only went to the 78% too. I mean, I guess it could be a wave one, wave two, but if that was a wave three, it would have maintained momentum for sure. Gold can be a little on the tricky side, but still, it should follow early wave rules for the most part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, that's a higher low. It still looks like it's all one big correction. It's extremely corrective. Boy, it kind of looks like an A, B ending right here, and then downtrend for the C. So here's the impulsive A, impulsive C, and then A, B, C up. Uh, maybe that's a WXY. Looks like we're just making three-way patterns right there, like a WXY. Maybe it is going to keep going down. I mean, I would definitely be recommending shorts. Whether it pops up and takes out some liquidity before it goes down or not is the question, I guess. But I would definitely be looking for shorts, 100%. Now, let's see here. Where are we at? So, US dollar CAD. Sorry about that. I think the dollar CAD is going to go up. I'm kind of hoping it goes up. This may just be my hope, to be honest with you, but I hope it goes up and makes a wave C because then I want to go short as a swing trade. It still looks to me like 1, 2, 3. It still looks like a wave A. It still looks like a wave B, and it looks like it's going to go up and make a wave C. And then it looks like it needs to turn down in a big way. And what's time frame is this one right here? This is the same chart, the Euro CAD. Notice where this move down turned and take note. These two levels are very important in a corrective pattern, the 123.6 and the 138.2. If you do have the Proctor book, look it up. Those are very important numbers right there. That's why I think it's a wave B. That's why I think it's a wave A. That's why I think it's probably going up for a wave C, and then probably down again. So more than likely, we're in a wave two right now. I mean, it kind of looks to me like it's already ended. These corrective patterns can be hard because, boy, it looked like it was going to end earlier. This is one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of the short time phase because it looks like a perfect three ways down, perfect Fibonacci bounce, nice and move up, Never broke structure, went down, stopped you out if you went long there unless you had a bigger stop loss. Now it's probably going to go up, do it again, and then really go up or something. It's going to go up again. I think it's a wave one. I think it's a wave two, and we're going to go up for wave three. It's just a matter of when is it going to go up. It's starting to break structure, so hopefully it goes up now. You got to keep in mind that we got Trump talking this evening. It's late for me, but we do have Trump talking this evening. Yeah, Fibonacci works the same pretty much at all levels. It's just, I think at the sort of time phase, your Elliott wave patterns get a little bit less reliable sometimes, because you'll get a perfect three waves and then it'll fail. But in hindsight, it usually ends up just being a triple three pattern or something like a WXY like that. So three waves down, three waves up, three waves down for like a WXY. But I don't know if it's going to do that, or I don't know if it's going to keep going up. I don't really know. In this type of situation, I'd probably have my stop loss below the low. I'd be scaling into a position to go long. Hmm. Yo, NOK. Definitely not a pair I traded before. I think I looked at. Holy crap! Wow. Big old uptrend, huh? Wow. Especially because it's breaking out like that, I would expect it to go up to 78%. 12, 12.4 would be my target minimum. Wow, what the heck got into that thing? Jeez. Is that because of the tariff news? Must be. I mean, I would definitely be bullish. When is it gonna go up again? I don't know. If it breaks structure down, then it's probably gonna make a bigger pullback. But it really hasn't broken down yet. It could keep going up from here until we get a bigger structure. Once we get a bigger structure down, I would be putting my Fibonacci on there and looking for a pullback to go long. But we really don't even have a bigger structure yet, so there's nothing to fib yet. Definitely still bullish. There's definitely no bigger structure yet. Oop, I can't draw a straight line, but definitely no bigger structure yet. That could be another ABC. One down, three up, one down. It's probably going to go up. Probably still going up. But like I said, I think my target would be about 12,000 or whatever, 12.4, not 12,000, 12.4 would be my target. 70, maybe a little less. Yeah, 12.4, I think. Very bullish. Definitely very bullish. 2 million contracts, $200 a pip. So that's 20 lots, right? $10 a lot. So yeah, 20 lots. You sort 20 lots on the Aussie dollar. That's a pretty big trade. I know the Aussie is just falling off the roof. Trend within trends, exactly. The market is just fractals, never-ending fractals. Trends within trends within trends and within trends. I'd be keeping an eye out for a higher low on this because it sets a nice five waves down. One, two, three, four, five waves down. I would definitely be keeping an eye for a higher low. If it makes a higher low, it could start a wave three. One, two, three, four, five of A probably. But like I said, it never broke structure to the upside, so we can't really confirm that to be true. It could go down and keep on making new lows. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. All I'm saying is if it does bottom out, and especially if you go down to an even sort of time phase, and you see some sort of a break of structure or something on this time frame, signifying that this really is a higher low, then it probably would be the beginning of a wave three if that is the case. It is kind of a three-wave up right there, so yeah, it seems pretty likely. Definitely seems pretty likely to get another big move up for sure. Oh, we just did the US dollar CAD. I think the US dollar CAD is gonna keep going up. I think it's gonna go up a lot. I think this is gonna be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C, and then I think we're going down in a big way. All right, so gold. We did gold a couple times. Got the US dollar CAD a couple times. The pound yen for Janus. I don't know. I would keep an eye out for a long on this just in case. We're back at this bottom that has been support several times already. And to me, it still looks so corrective, like it potentially is still going to start an uptrend for wave C, just like we thought it was going to. And it's just a very odd looking wave B. I don't know, like some sort of contracting triangle or something. I can't draw straight lines like this, but it's not really a triangle though, is it? Because that's a lower high. It's more of a channel. Actually, a channel would probably be not a bad idea to throw on this thing. Yeah, definitely a nice channel right there, isn't it? Definitely looks extremely corrective. I would keep an eye out for a long. No problem, pirate. Yeah, looks like it's missing a wave 5, but yeah, I mean, I got my Fibonacci retracement on here because it really looks like it wants to go up one more time. But I would be careful. The trend is definitely down on the higher time frames. But boy, it looks like it wants to go up and take out these highs. Then maybe go down one more time for like a wave 1, a wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. That's probably what's gonna happen. I bet that is what it is. I bet this is an A. I bet this is a B. I bet it's gonna go up and make a C, take out this high, then probably go down. That's gonna be your wave 3, ABC of 4, then probably down for wave 5. Then your wave 1 and wave 2 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1, ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3, ABC, and then 5 of 5. If you haven't done so already, definitely do check out my free Discord channel. It is 100% free to join. You do not ever have to pay a dime if you do not want to. It is 100% free to join. I try to build a community of like-minded traders. We have 5,819 members. Definitely don't be afraid to join up and share your charts and stuff. The more the merrier. If you would like to check out my website to participate in my membership, then my website is fxcollector.com. I try to do a lot for my members to help them become profitable, including a trading course and all that type of stuff. So, anyways, I think that's it for me tonight. I will be back tomorrow at the same time, so I'll see everybody tomorrow. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for the support, and as always, thank you and happy trading.